All right, here we go. A little delay there. Had a little lighting issue. So, Wednesday Night Live, Waking Up in the Dream Q&A. I'm excited to be here because I love doing this and there's so much good stuff going on right now. Please, as part of this, please post any questions that you have in here. The topic that I'm going to dive into is clearing automatics. And if you don't know what the term an automatic is, I talk about it in the book. It's any reaction from the ego, beginning with judgments, which are the biggest addiction on the planet, clearly, because the ego feels justified, and it'll tell you who's wrong for sure if you don't see and identify the program and practice dismantling it. And as I've shared many times, I used to be a judgeaholic, and I was taught to be a judgeaholic in Catholic school. There were really angry nuns. They were pissed off, and judgment was the order of the day. You're going to hell for anything and everything on Judgment Day. And so I grew up thinking that judgment, pointing things out. Hey, Karen, great to see you. Pointing things out there that I thought were wrong, I thought that's how we fixed all of them. And as you know, in some cases, taking action is the way that we change things in the world, positive action. However, it took me a while after studying with my main mentor, Don Miguel Ruiz. That was 10 years. And then about another 5 to 7 years of practicing before I realized that every single thought and every single word and the emotion that we put behind it are actually magnets. And so they're attracting more of what we think of, what we speak, and what we project onto this quantum field vibrating hologram. And so many people think it's in reverse. I mean, it actually is in reverse, but so many people think that it's doing things to us. And in one instance, if somebody is physically assaulting you and that's in your present space, then get out of it. But I'm talking about thoughts and dismantling these automatics that keep us stuck in lower vibrational 3D timelines. And this is the whole key. And this is why the matrix, for lack of a better word, of programming, which begins with the media, the school system, where they teach kids and adults what to think instead of how to think. And then you've got religion, which has been all twisted and everything. Yeah. Energy magnets for sure, from Facebook user. I'm not sure if that's Lori out there. Yeah, for some reason your avatar doesn't come up, but I appreciate your input. So if anybody has any questions around dismantling triggers, childhood wounds, traumas, what the ego does, we don't all have to act like light workers here that all have it together, because this takes practice. And I've been practicing on this for 20 years. And I wrote a whole chapter about judgments and how to dismantle them. And you have to be willing to look at your stuff, because if you're not, then the ego's going to win every time. And guess what? You're going to stay stuck in 3D. Not only that, everything that you judge and everything that triggers us when we don't catch them, it's just going to keep coming back around to us, because we're holding a frequency within, and it's a magnet. It's the way it works. It's why when I journey with people and they say, how come I keep attracting the same person in relationships, even though I've read all these spiritual books? Well, back in around 2000, my girlfriend and I we had all the top spiritual books. We read all that stuff. I was studying with Don Miguel Ruiz, one of the top guys, because he lived in San Diego where I live. But taking in information that the ego goes, yeah, this is really good. Let's go buy the next book. If we don't go in and clear the underlying subconscious program that's running, all the information that we put on top doesn't mean a thing. And it can be frustrating, but it's very wonderful to figure this out and go, okay, so what's the key? The key is, what are my judgments? What are my triggers? And is there anybody in my life and in my memory that I still haven't forgiven yet? Super, super key. And it's a big part of the journey that I take people on every month. Because if you don't do the inner healing, it doesn't matter what else you do. You can call yourself a light worker. You can call yourself everything you want, but there's no bypassing and getting around. You can't fake frequency. You can act all happy. You can know how to recite all the top spiritual sayings. I know people that have gone to India and got all these awards and been, given names by swamis and everything. And there's some of them are totally unhappy, totally triggerholics, judgeaholics. And they have not gone in and done the underlying stuff. And it's really easy to do if you commit to doing it. There might be a little bit of pain. You might have to shed some tears. I get on calls every week with people and we shed tears because that's releasing the wound that little child or the young adult was feeling. And in order to heal, we need to feel it and we need to let it move. So there's two ways to really clear this stuff. And that's either it's through forgiveness and it's either through, crying and letting that emotion come up. Or in a lot of cases, if you're really angry and you're holding a lot of deep pain, resentment, or hatred, then sometimes I have people kneel down in front of their mattress and stack some pillows and use their forearms and pound this shit out. I did that when I went to the Mankind Project Warrior Weekend about 20 years ago. And I was waiting in a line with other men. And I'm like, they had a big mattress and a baseball bat. And I was like, I don't know what I'm pissed off about. I don't remember what happened. And, my dad died in a plane crash when I was 7. And I knew that he loved me. But that little kid, little Jeff, didn't know that when I was 7. So when I came home from school that day and I was walking down the street and I saw all these men in black suits out in front of my house and going in and out and these government cars, my uncle came out and told me, I don't remember the conversation, but I'm sure he told me something like, I'm really sorry, but your dad's never coming home. And I was like, I don't remember anything after that. I did not know how to process that. So fast forward into my 30s and I go to a Mankind Project because, I'm a good kid. I'm a sports star, soccer star, straight A's and B's, da-da-da-da-da. But, I'm drinking alcohol, I'm partying, I'm killing pain. I was into comedy. I was Mr. Sarcasm because my pain was disguised. Some of my pain was disguised as sarcasm. And people thought I was one of the funniest guys they knew. I was sharp. I was quick because that inner pain was fueling my ability to turn that shit into comedy. Luckily, one of my friends mirrored me one day and he said, I hope you don't mind me telling you this, but it seems like a lot of your comedy is disguised as inner pain. And he really gave me a huge gift when he said that. And yes, it hurt because I'm like, oh, fuck, really? I don't want people to be thinking that. Shit, let's clear that. But I didn't know how to do it. And then I met, I read a ton of books and I tried so much stuff. And mentally it made sense, but nothing that I read and none of the seminars that I went through gave me the process to go in and do the healing. And then there's part 2 and it's in here. I wrote the book for me. for Jeff. I never planned on writing a book for anybody. I'm a recording engineer, guitar player, dude. I was happy living in my studios doing that for a long time. I still do it. But the second part is we have to be able to see the belief system, where it came from, what it is, how kind of meaningless it is, and how the ego automatically gets triggered into judgment or a reaction, an emotional reaction, because that's what even a judgment has a small emotional component to it. We feel it in our body. And that's the key to dismantling it, to get to the point where you can feel the frequency of every judgment, every low vibrational thought, shame, guilt, anger, and clear this stuff. And this is why it's so key. And that's why we're in such an exciting time right now. Because the energies that are coming into the planet, and I'll get to these couple questions in a second. Thank you, Maya. And Stephen, for your comments. I just want to finish my train of thought here to explain this. So take this in. When I met one of my main mentors, Don Miguel Ruiz, in 2001, one of the greatest gifts he ever gave me was to write down all of my beliefs. And so I'm journaling them out and I'm writing them down. And then he asked me, where did they come from? And I was like, holy smoke. None of these beliefs are even mine. None of them. They all came from outside myself. They all came from my parents, my grandparents, Catholic school, advertising, the media, science, history, other people. None of my beliefs were even mine. And that was a light bulb moment, because I saw what the ego does and how it does it every single time. And you can see it happening out there in the external world, especially right now. People are being judgeaholics, which is the biggest addiction on the planet. It really is. It's not drugs and alcohol. It's judgment. Look around. You'll start to see it in everybody. And then you get to thank everybody for being your teacher, because everybody is a mirror. So what happened is I went, holy smoke, my belief system is like meaningless. It's actually blocking me from manifesting everything that I would ever want to manifest and from being at peace. Because if I'm constantly in reaction mode to any new information that comes in, I'm living in like a nursery school, little safe, little scared bubble, which most people won't admit that. But having the need to defend your belief system keeps you in a very limiting 3D bubble. Defending a belief like love is the answer in every situation, don't harm children, protect the planet, things like that, those are valuable beliefs. I'm talking about most people's beliefs that aren't life and death, but they keep them spinning and repeating low vibrational patterns, triggers, and dramas in life and relationship. So we've got to be able to see the program in order to clear it. And you can't just go, everybody out there's judging, they're wrong. Nah, you've got to see that everything out there is a mirror, and everything you judge, your judgments are about you. Yeah, people might be doing stuff wrong, like pedophiles and people that are poisoning the air, food, and the water, and right, but they're playing their role to wake up humanity. And it's very possible that we have all been murderers, rapists, thieves in our lifetimes. I don't know. I don't remember that. But by going down the rabbit hole for over 25 years, I've figured out that for me personally, and you can take this or leave it, but this works. So test it out if you haven't already. I came to the conclusion that every single thing that happens on my soul's journey is a prearranged contract. So I had an arranged contract with my dad, who passed away when I was 7. I had an arranged contract with every relationship. I've had an arranged contract with all the people that have helped me, all the animals. I've had an arranged contract with everybody that's triggered me, everybody that I feel that's harmed me. But those are the people that are my greatest teachers. And when you get this, you can go, oh, I see how this works. If I don't learn the lesson, it comes back again over and over and over. It's built in to the soul's template to eventually get us to raise out and remember who we are and what the purpose of this journey is. So, yeah, so I intend that you find that valuable. It changed everything for me. And pretty much every video I do is around this because it's the key. Inner healing, and then dismantling the belief system, and then consciously creating your day every single morning and throughout the day with so much enthusiasm and excitement that you know that what you are desiring already exists on a timeline, just like all those little stars behind me. Like, think of you as the big star up there. Everything's in reverse here, so let me try and go over there. Okay, anything, you see it. The big star is like you. Every other star, let's say it's a desire or a timeline or something that you'd like to attract. Unlimited abundance, the perfect relationship, traveling the world, a beautiful home, whatever. Those already exist. Just the fact that you can imagine it, it already exists. And here's the key. It's not in the future. There is no future. There is no such thing as time. And this is the trick of the mind. So the key is, every morning I have everybody that I journey with, and the process is in this book, to create your day as soon as you wake up in the morning and come out of what my teacher called the sleeping dream. Because we're dreaming right now. We're dreaming all the time. The key is to know that and to get excited about it and go, oh, well, if we're dreaming all the time and we're creating our reality, even if I don't believe that 100%, I'll be open to trying it because other things haven't worked yet. Some of them might have. But if what Jeff is saying is true, or what, Tesla or whatever, if you want to know the secrets of the universe, think in terms of frequency and vibration. So I break it down like this. Every thought, every word, and the emotion that we put behind those thoughts and words are magnets. They're affecting the quantum field. And every one of those little thoughts, I keep forgetting I'm in reverse. Every one of these little thoughts and timelines or desires already exists. It's not out there. It's a frequency. And things are moving like this. One timeline, 1 millisecond. Only we can't see it because things are slowed down. It's moving like, think of a television. If you're watching the Live Vision, which I know nobody on here is still watching that, right? But as an example, it's going at 30 frames per second. You're not seeing all those 30 frames because they're going very quickly. Well, the vibrating quantum field hologram that we call our life, that we're currently living and playing in, is the same thing. So why is this important? It's important to understand that every single thing that you can imagine is already here. So if it's already here, what brings it into our present moment reality? Aligning to the vibration. And taking some action when appropriate. However, you can take a lot of actions and not attract something if you're not aligned to the frequency, like money. Most of my entire life, I was taught lack. I never had a lot of money. Never. It was just my program. And I knew people that were wealthy, and it seemed to come really easy to them. And I was like, wow, isn't that interesting? Because they were around that, and their parents mirrored, money's easy. We might be messed up in all our other relationships and areas of our life, but money's really easy. So my program was fear around money when my dad died, and that was mirrored to me from, my mom, God bless her, and my uncle and people I was around. But then I learned that I was holding that in my subconscious. So the key to manifestation is when you go to create your day every morning before those 50 to 80,000 thoughts start running, because they're going to run and they're mostly going to carry in with you on your back. It's like Santa Claus carrying in the same past timelines and events with you the present moment. But when we awaken in the morning and we do some slow, deep breathing while we're still laying on the pillow to calm our mind, that's the time to get excited, which raises your vibration, to love on every cell of your body that's been unconditionally loving you every second and serving you since you've been in the womb. If that's not something to get excited about, I don't know what is. Then that raises your vibration. Then I close my eyes and I envision, I see all the people coming to journey with me. I just see money flowing. I give it away because I don't need to hold on to it. If I think, should I tip her that much? I catch it and I tip her double because I go, no, I'm not going to play that program. And I just kept playing with that and watching how the old program of fear still wanted to come in. I talked about it yesterday. I did a whole live on Mr. Smith from the Matrix. And I call Mr. Smith the person that wants to come in and pull you back down into 3D. It's a good live from yesterday if you want to check it out. It's on my page. And it's also on my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/portal to awakening. All my videos on there are free. And I really go into the tools in the book. And so I intend you find that valuable. So Maya says, let's see what Maya says, God bless her. It's not easy to see that people are mirroring us, but at the same time setting us free. Yeah, well, when we awaken to the fact that everybody is our mirror, now that's a tough one, because if people are judgeaholics and triggerholics, they don't want to admit that, because that means that they would have to change their whole story. And instead of blaming other people, which is so easy to do, they don't realize they're magnetizing more of that to them. But then they would have to be 100% accountable and go, well, that means every time I have a judgment, which is like all day long, I would have to catch it. It's like, yeah, but that's where your freedom lies. And if you were to go through this process for 30 days, you would begin to catch and dismantle programs and heal things that, I journey with people that are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 decades young. Never use the word OLD. Your cells, trillions of cells in your body, are consciously aware. That means they're listening to every thought and every word that you speak and think, even if you're not consciously aware of it. I talk to my cells every day. I play with my cells. I give them love. And I play with reversing aging. How's it working? But this is where we're headed. The next thing will be med beds, but we'll get to the point where we can self-heal, and we're already doing it. I got a big wound on my foot from a motorcycle accident from last week, and I'm watching that thing just close up magically every day, and I'm not doing anything but just loving on it. We have abilities way beyond what we've been taught to believe. And in the middle of believe are the letters L-I-E. There's a lot of spells in spelling. That's a whole nother rabbit hole. So let's talk about catching these triggers. Let's see what Stephen had to say. Stephen said, what I wrote just before tuning in to all my conspiracy cohorts. Gloat to yourself, be kind, understanding that the upcoming news will evoke strong emotions. Yeah, a lot of people are going to get triggered. For sure, they will be shocked. Now's the time to get over your own stuff, seek compassion for yourself, with yourself, and extend it to others. That's beautiful, Stephen, because this is the key. And for anybody that's listening to this right now, if you've hung on here for 25 minutes, thank you. I'm showing 19 people. I don't know if there are. I don't know, if the algorithms are correct. But if you're on here, you're interested in moving beyond 3D timelines. And so God bless you, And so a lot of people in the next, I would say, 2 weeks to 30 or 60 days, there's going to be a lot of stuff revealed, especially in the US, but it's going to trigger everything that's been going on all over the world, because all the people in positions of governmental power, as you can see, are corrupt, most of them, and they've all been placed there because they signed an agreement to go along with the dark controllers. So we're beautifully seeing all this be exposed right now, and it's the most exciting time in recorded history that I know of. So our invitation is to clear all of our judgments, because we've been trying to wake up a lot of these people, and some of them, they're just not going to listen. And here's why. And check this out. You see all these people wearing masks? Once they decide to wear it, if you tell them, don't wear it, there's all this evidence, but they've decided, no, I'm going to wear it. So many people go, no, you're wrong, because they already decided and they don't want to admit they're wrong. It's the biggest trap of prison in the world, not being able to question your beliefs. So this is the difference between, what's going down right now. And this is going to be the difference between people that heal and people that just continue to, I don't know if people are going to stay in 3D and some people are going to shift into 5D. I've heard that there's two earths and one is splitting right now. I don't really know, because I think about family and friends that are really good people, and I don't think they're just going to get kicked off into 3D or whatever. Here's what I know. I know nothing. I just know, follow the frequency, be 100% accountable for your judgments, triggers, and wounds, and heal stuff. And you can do it really quick with the tools in the book. And the book's on sale for half price right now for anybody that wants to check it out. Christmas gift, man. Giving this to somebody that really needs support and goes, I don't know what to do, or I don't know what to believe, or whatever. This book will get them to see the belief system, and they'll go, oh, wow, everybody's just being an automatic reactor. I'm going to fix that. I'm going to spend the time to go through this book and go through the tools step by step. And I'm going to become the conscious observer. And this is the key to shifting out of 3D timelines. Plain and simple. Really is. So, yeah, we need to question our beliefs for sure. Yep. So does anybody have any questions? Does anybody have anything that's coming up? Sometimes, people don't want to ask a question because they don't want to be vulnerable, but vulnerability is our greatest strength. I'll tell you right now, I've done so many things wrong. I've drank tons of alcohol. I've smoked. I've done stupid shit. I've hurt people with my words. I was a judgeaholic. What else? Fuck. I've been stupid. I've run wounds, but I cleared them by asking questions and by surrounding myself with people that would mirror me without judging me. And this is what's so key about surrounding yourself with people that will lift you up. Yeah. Learning to not react. I would say learning to observe. Become the conscious observer. Yeah. How can we develop kind states? Great question. Let's check this out. How can we develop kind states? Realize that love is the highest frequency. My favorite frequencies are love. Well, my favorite one, it's kind of a tie with love. It's excitement. That's what little kids do before they get programmed with a belief system. They're like, I'm going to fly to the moon. I'm on a rocket ship. That is 100% alignment. There is zero doubt in that little child's frequency when they say that, until they start to get told, you need to get real and go to school and learn how to, not think and be excited. So The highest frequencies are love, excitement, gratitude, generosity, and then compassion is up there. So developing compassion. So everybody that we would call a sheep or asleep right now, every time we think that, say, I love you. Thank you for being my mirror. Thank you for being my mirror. How are they your mirror? They're showing you that you're still judging them. And my teacher taught me something that's really, really key. He said, Jeff, everyone is you. And I had to sit with that. Because back then I would have just gone, no, that's not true. Pedophiles aren't me. People that are harming the planet aren't me. But these people are all mirrors for either what we're holding within or what the collective is holding within. So here's the key, and I got this last year really big. We've got to forgive the pedophiles. We've got to forgive the people that are torturing and harming children and drinking their blood. We have to forgive them. Why? Because if we don't, we are the ones that are holding those low vibrational frequencies in our field, and those can't exist in 5D. Judgment, anger, projection, that stuff cannot exist in 5D. So what would happen is you might be in 5D, you're loving, everything's cool, and then, oh, look at that sheeple over there wearing a mask. Beep! You just got pulled down into 3D. You didn't get pulled, you pulled yourself down into 3D. So the game is in the hologram where every thought, every word, and the emotion that we put behind it is a magnet. We simply just keep practicing, keep practicing, keep practicing, keep practicing. And the tools in the book and the digital course on the website, they'll take you right through it. I don't know of anything that's more life-changing than this process. And I spent over $100,000 over 25 years buying every spiritual book, all the top ones, you name it. My girlfriend and I had them. And then I went to all the top seminars with all the top people. And I would get out of there after 3 days and I'd be like, I'm so pumped up. And then a week later, my programs would start coming up again because they didn't teach me how to clear this stuff. I had to figure it out on my own, and that's the only reason I wrote the book. I was never going to write a book. I got no business writing a book. But I wrote it for me, and I shared it on a call one day with a friend, this beautiful friend of mine named Tina. She said, can I read that? I said, sure. And I sent it to her, and she goes, you have to put this out. And guess what Larry, my judge, said? I said, that stuff's already out there. You know, he poo-pooed the whole thing. He was automatic reactor. Who am I going to be writing a book? And I wasn't going to put it out. And thanks to my friend, I put it out. And now after taking hundreds of people through this process every month, it is the most life-changing and fastest way to do the inner healing and the dismantling the belief system and step into consciously creating your reality every day and then throughout the day. Do you set alarms on your phone to go off every hour? I do. I don't know. But even if I catch 5 a day, that's 150 times a month, plus the time that I do it every morning. So that's 30. So that's minimum 180 times a month that I come back to stopping, taking a breath, getting excited. Why do I get excited? Because it ramps up my frequency and I know it works. And then I go, all right, what am I pulling? What have I pulled in? Not what do I wish? What do I want? What have I pulled in now? Because I'm aligning my frequency right now. It's here right now. And if there's any doubt, then you know that your frequency isn't aligned. So it's going to take longer. So you just have to get the ego out of the way that says, it's not here now. And just go sit in the corner. I know how this game works. I align. It is here now. It's just that I don't see it until I align my frequency with it with 100% yes and knowing. This is what was left out of the book, The Secret. And I gave away 12 of those DVDs for Christmas the year it came out because there's a lot of good stuff in there. Yes. What have I pulled in now? Words like I wish, I hope you have a good day. That's weak. That's weak 101. No offense to anybody. but it's weak. Wish and hope are two of the weakest words in the spelling language. Let me find this comment site. Okay, cool. Okay, so yeah. I'm just looking through these. Yeah, magnetizing, man. Yeah, thank you, Stephen. I appreciate your mirroring too, brother. You know, this is usually when somebody says you're preaching to the choir, the ego goes, what? No, I love it. This is what we're doing. You know, we're aligning with our tribe through frequency. I'm living in frickin' Thailand. I don't even speak the language over here, but I've connected with 11,000 plus followers or whatever. I don't like that word. Everybody's my teacher. Everybody, especially anybody that may still throw me into judgment. And that's pretty rare. I mean, I will still get a little pissed when I see the people trying to push the vaccine and really intentionally harm people and children, because I stand up for that shit. And I believe they should be removed from the planet. I do forgive you, but you should be removed from the planet, because to intentionally harm others and children, that means you got twisted so bad. Either that or you sold your soul to the devil in exchange for power, wealth, and something. I don't know, because I don't understand that kind of thinking. But I still do forgive you. But yes, if I had to push the button on the guillotine or whatever, I don't want to do it. But if that was my child that you just murdered, sexually abused, and then drank its blood, I'd have no problem with that, you know? And if that would make Jesus unhappy, then Jesus can take me and I'll come back and recycle the lesson, whatever. But I stand for love in every situation, and I own my own shit. I do, all day long, because I teach this stuff. And I'll tell you what, when you're on here teaching this stuff, there'll be somebody that wants to come at you and prove you that you're full of shit real quick. So I gotta, believe me, I'm tracking my judgments and my programs all day long. And I'm not perfect, but I'm having a lot of fun doing this, because it's completely changed my life in every single way. Completely. How many people talk to themselves every day? I don't know hardly anybody that does. I learned that from Cryon, thank God. Lee Carroll. He's from San Diego, where I'm from. And he talks about speaking to yourselves. And I'm like, well, that sure makes sense. You got trillions of cells, and they're all consciously aware. And they're listening to every single thought, word, and the vibrations that we're holding. So wouldn't that be the first thing to do? To have a healthy body, along with our immune system that we have. So, this is the stuff that I like to share and play with when I'm not out in nature and I'm not playing music and stuff. So yeah, talk to your cells every day. Give them love. I mean, good God, look at what they've done. I mean, they have taught me unconditional love, because even while we're sleeping, they are loving on us. They never stop. They've never stopped since we were a fetus in the womb. They're purifying our blood. They're creating new cells. They're beating our heart. We don't even have to think about it. If that doesn't blow your mind to stop and think about the incredible magnitude of that, that makes me even go into tears. And Mother Earth is the same way. That's why I love living in Thailand. Everywhere I go, no matter what time of the year it is, there's hundreds of dragonflies and butterflies flying around, dancing with each other. There's white orchids, purple flowers, green flowers, trees that are the size of frickin' 3 stories tall, gold Buddhas on top of every hill, the temple. It's incredible, the energy here. But it's Mother Earth. Mother Earth is the other one that is so unconditionally loving. And that's my teachers. So I think that's probably enough. God bless you for staying on with me. If anybody has any questions, pop them in. Anything around, what about this? What about that? I need to heal this. This pisses me off. How do I forgive? How do I manifest? Anything, you know? And I just want to thank everybody for showing up and let you know that I've committed to doing these every, let's see, it's Thursday here because I'm in the future. It's 9:42 a.m. in Thailand on Thursday. Every Monday and Wednesday, it's 6 p.m. Pacific and 9 p.m. Eastern. I'll be doing these free open Q&As, and I'll be bringing forth the tools in the book and, just really raising the vibration. And while I still have everybody on here right now, since I see 16 people and a lot of people end up watching these later, and since the cool thing is there's no such thing as time, why don't we do a quick, put our intentions together right now to send out a massive wave of love and compassion and speed up the timelines and ask for benevolent help, whether it's galactic, ascended masters, if they exist. I don't know if they do, but I'm open. I mean, I think they do. And let's just drop into our hearts right now real quick. And I'll give a little bit of the bowl here. Let's close our eyes and just imagine our hearts beaming. Let me get this part going. Here we go. Imagine our hearts are beaming. I got to get it going. Here we go. Imagine that our heart is just beaming out love and compassion to everybody around the planet. Anybody that's wounded, anybody that's hurt, anybody that needs support, anybody that feels alone, anybody that is holding any anger or hatred in their field. See them being blasted with love and light, kindness, compassion. See their energy shifting into tears or smiling. See them opening their hearts. See people joining together all over the planet. New Earth is here. The light's already won. It's just a matter of it catching up. And it's happening. And it's a great, great, great time to get excited, friends. It really, really is. Yep. Speed up time. Yeah. I play with that every day. Every day. Like, what do I see? When I go to create my reality every morning and every time one of my alarms goes off, I set them at 11:22, 12:33, 1:44, 2:33, 4:44, 5:11. And I put them on vibrate. And if I miss one, I miss it. But then there's still a little message on my phone. You missed your alarm. So I come back to it. I smile. I take 30 seconds, do a minute, sometimes 5 minutes, sometimes 10 minutes. And I just freaking get excited. And I pull those timelines in by matching my frequency with my excitement and my gratitude. And I never have a bad day. Even when I got in a motorcycle accident last week, I got frickin' hurt. And my foot's still hurting right now. It's swollen big. But as soon as I went and sat on the grass and pulled my foot from out from underneath my motorcycle, I went, wow, 6 inch. If my head would have been that more to the right, I'd be dead right now. What a blessing. What a blessing. Oh, that frickin' hurts, but what a blessing. So you hear people say, I'm having a really bad day. Nah, they usually don't have a bad day. They had one trigger and they didn't know how to catch it and stop it and go, what is this trying to show me? And so the ego kept feeding off of it, finding evidence of why we're having a bad day. Whatever we decide and believe, that's what the universe will show us. It'll give us evidence. So tune into what you really believe. Do you believe money is difficult? Do you believe that there's more bad out there than good and magic? That's what you'll see. Do you believe that we came here to usher in the most incredible free energy, fully abundant, nobody really has to work, W-O-R-K, what a spell. You don't have to give up 65 years of your life so you can become what? What? tired. R-E means to recycle, to happen again. Tired means to be exhausted. Why do you think they named it retired? It's a spell. Hello. Is this thing on? That's on. We got 13 people on here. I love you all. Thank you so much for sharing this stuff. I'll leave you with this. I journey with 4 people every month, one-on-one. And if anybody's interested in doing that, what I do is not only do I do a 2-hour call recorded every week, you go through the book, you go through all my PowerPoint trainings, so you will guaranteed heal anything within. Even if you don't remember it, you will see the belief system, you will dismantle it, you will begin to create your reality with a completely different frequency. And not only will we do the weekly call, but those 4 people that journey with me every month that put their trust in me, we will be going back and forth almost every single day. And I will be mirroring you. I will be lifting you up. I will be pulling you forward. And I will be holding you in my frequency every morning when I create my day of which questions to ask you so you can move through this stuff faster than anything else I've ever done. And so there's a link down there to check out the information if you're interested. That's the book link. There's a lot going on here. Here it is. Yeah, it's the website, portal2awakening.com/transform. If you want to read what we do, what's involved, and then there's just a short little questionnaire. It takes 1 minute to send to me. And then if you're interested, if you're feeling like this is something you might want to do, I'll get on a call with you. And it's not a sales call. This is what we do. Do you want to do it? What are your questions call? I don't want to journey with you if you're not 100% in, because that'll bring me down. I don't need to sell you because I'm working with 4 people every month, no matter what, and I'm doing other sessions. And I'm really happy because I'm on purpose. So there's the link if anybody's interested. Hey, Bill, great to see you. Thank you. Hey, Stephen. Thank you, Davia. Thank you, everybody. And I mean, everybody that shares these. And if you know anybody that's struggling, send them to my page or the YouTube channel. All the stuff's free to listen to. The book's half price, and the digital course, which has my 4 PowerPoint trainings, they're about 45 minutes long. I guarantee if you watch them, you will see the programs, and you will be able to go in, and it'll assist you in healing anything that you may still be holding on to that may be keeping you in repeating 3D timelines. And I thank everybody. I mean, what a joy to feel your energy and to be connected at this incredible time. So much love to everybody, and I'll be back. Well, I'm sure I'll be back before Monday, but again, Mondays and Wednesdays, 6 p.m. Pacific and 9 p.m. Eastern, for anybody that wants to tune in, come and ask your questions, and have an incredible evening where most of you are, and have an incredible now moment. Create your reality. Get excited. It's the highest frequency. Become the observer. Catch the judgments. Catch them, dismantle them. Oh, and name your ego too. I name mine Larry. And that's so you can see it when it comes in to try and be Mr. Smith and pull you down. It's a great game. Get excited, have fun with it, and keep shining your light. We came here for this. Rock and roll. Much love.